Beloved, welcome back to the next episode of where I'm building the 1940s old style elk hunting camp. Today we're going to be dealing with lighting. How do you light a tent? How'd they do it in the old way with the gas and kerosene lanterns? We need a proper mounting bracket. Let me show you what we need to do and then the raw materials that we're going to try to use the traditional way to try to make that happen. I started hunting with my granddad when I was 12 years old up in Northeast Oregon in Hell's Canyon for bear and deer and elk. And these old lanterns that he had from Second World War, these hissing gas lanterns, fortunately they're still available today from the Coleman Company. This is a dual fuel. You can use white gas or even unleaded with varying results. But this is what we lit the tent with, and he always had two. Now, I don't like to have overhead light. I don't like the shadows it throws, and light on a wall that's more of a sconce type of light is much better. And so what we have here is we have a series of the frames on the inside, or the frame on the inside of the tent are these uprights right here. I've got a piece of small, probably about maybe 3/8 or so steel, 5/16 round stock. And what I want to do is something that we can do that would be a friction fit where you could hook on this and then the weight of the lantern will prevent it from slipping. This is a Whitlock's wood fire forge. When I showed this the other day, a lot of folks didn't even know you could do blacksmithing with wood, but you can. Charcoal is better, coal's even better. Propane might be argued to be the best, but this is what you got when you live in the forest. This is what you got. Praise the Almighty, we have cloud cover today. We're going to be working in the shade. Gentlemen, it's going to be very important for you to keep your expectations very low. You're going to be watching a man operating at the extreme limits of his abilities today, which are limited. Why do I do this dangerous work barefooted? Well, I'll tell you, gentlemen, it's very important to stay grounded to the flat earth. That is heating up pretty nicely, so while that's heating up, I don't have anyone to teach me this. I'm kind of self-taught, so what I may be doing is probably wrong, but we've got to figure out how to wrap around this. Now, this is aluminum. I thought had a couple ideas. We could put it in here and essentially just somehow get it red hot and wrap it around there till I get the shape that I want. But I think that's going to scar and melt up the aluminum. We're going to have red hot heat on it, so that's not ideal. So I think we should work off of the horn here. If we were to take a piece of soapstone is what you use for marking on metal. And the horn here, of course, has all different, unlimited diameters right there. So we want to be on the outside. I was thinking, what if we kind of made a reference mark here that's roughly the diameter or just beyond that we're going to want to be, and then we can use that to bend our rod around. A second option would be to use this fork. My subscribers, one of my proper blacksmith subscribers sent that to me, and this also could be used to make that radius there. It'd be a little bit more guesswork, but I think it's probably possible. Ooh, that ring. I think what we want is we're going to want a bracket about so long. Now, the side we're going to bend first, we're going to basically want to have a kind of a curlicue that goes down almost like that, so that we can slip it on and slip it off and move it around. We don't want it to be permanently attached. Now, the other end, this is certainly not to scale here, probably more like something kind of like that. On the other side, we want just a nice little simple hook there that we can hang our lantern on. I think we're looking pretty good, gentlemen. We definitely got some heat in there. Now, I accidentally called this a bellows last time. A bellows is different. A bellows would be made out of leather, or the old school type. This is actually a blower. So don't be surprised if I get nomenclature wrong. We're learning here together. Few of you can appreciate the courage it takes to do this on the internet with all of the experts out there. Isn't it something? You can turn cold steel red hot with wood. So basically we're going to need to make a little, almost like a pigtail. I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew here. This is harder than it looks. We got burning embers, we don't want to stand on that. If you're gonna be blacksmithing barefoot, you better be tough. I think we're gonna need that gauge. If we kind of mount this in, oh, good grief. If we can, took my hammer. If we can mount that on there, you know, kind of see, what I wanna be able to do is to, let's see, we need to be able to slip this on here. Oh goodness, this is, let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, like that. So this is kind of the idea, and then that pinch fit. So we need to rotate that around, but still leave this open. I need a little bit more, yeah, we're close, I guess. Is that really all, is that what we need right there? Well, what I want this to do is to friction fit. It seems like I could tighten it up a little bit. It seems a little bit big, but this opening is good. It's a little bit of a, it's not very pretty. I'd like to get a little bit more, a tighter radius on that. That's backwards. Public school education rears its ugly head. What am I doing here? It goes this way. I have no idea what I'm doing here. There, is that, no, that's got to go down. We had it right, didn't we? What did we do? Is it, this is what? All right, so we want it to go this way and friction fit, and then, okay, there we go. We got it coming from behind. Thank you, thank you. Did I go too far? The canvas is on the back side of this. That'll tear right through there, so this needs to be turned out. So how do I turn this out without messing up my coil? Maybe hold it with a pair of tongs and get a wrench on there and roll that around a little bit. Or, I don't know, let's just put some heat on it, we'll see what happens. I don't have very many blacksmith tools. I've got one pair of tongs. The guy I bought my anvil from, he gave me this adjustable wrench. He said that might be handy. And one hammer. I made a couple punches, but that's pretty rudimentary stuff here. So, what we need to do is we need to bend that guy back without, goodness, without ruining everything. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. So we need to bend this back without ruining our bend. Is this something that we can hang on to here and do? See, maybe bend it down and around. Yeah, it's cold now. So I'm going to do that without messing up my bend. I like the bend that I have. Or maybe I just trim this off. That'd probably make the most sense, wouldn't it? What if we just trim this off halfway through? It's not doing any good anyway. Right there. We'll cut it. There you go. Just now starting to get some real good heat in the forge. It takes about 45 minutes or so. But it's hard to stand next to. It's pretty hot. Oh yeah, that's red hot down there. Okay, we're gonna have to, I don't want this piece of steel falling on my toe. Let's get this out of here. Oh yeah, we're red hot there. We should be able to trim it. Hopefully my mark's still there. That's good and hot. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, yeah. We did it, gentlemen. We absolutely did it. If we could carefully I'm not going to say I'm making decorative, but at least it won't look so ragged. Hit that thumbs up, gentlemen. Never has a man worked harder. Not only am I filming and entertaining you, I'm learning to use my forge. That's not okay. The shape is still good. Everything's good. We just got that raggedy. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, that looks good right there. It's not perfect, but it's first one. I'll do better on the next one. Now the lantern, wouldn't say it's heavy, but it's not light. It definitely got some weight in it. Got some fuel in there. We got to figure how long, how much. We don't want to get too much leverage. Just see how long the hook can be, but we also don't want to get it too close to the wall of the tent where the heat catches it on fire. This post is pretty much vertical. You can see it slopes up a little bit, but the weight of that should pull it down. Let me probably quench this here a little bit so it doesn't, we put some weight on it, we don't bend our shape. But that's our shape there. We come up from behind and hook it like that. Now the lantern, well, that's good and strong. That feels real nice. I like that. Now the canvas is going to be about right here. So I'd say a guy's going to want to have, you know, probably what, a hammer's width or so to the center. From that, you know, these do put off a little bit of heat, maybe a smidge more. So in the future, maybe right out there to where the length of my handle, so I have a reference point for the next one I make. It seems to me we should probably cut this to length before, I don't want to deal with that big piece right there. So the bend will start here, and then it's gonna, trying to think of length, if we went down just about like that, and a little bit extra for the tail, for a little flare. Yeah, probably about, not much more than that, so maybe a little bit longer than this. So I'd say, why don't we cut this to length? Heating up. Let's get our cutter. Let's see, I want it this way. All right, hopefully that's hot enough. Oh, where's our mark at? Right there, I think. Almost not, barely. Oh, we got it, gentlemen, lucked out. It's cooling all the way down there. Find the top where we want that bend to be. Well, one thing I've got to learn is be consistent with my tool placement. Okay, so we want to come back here. We should probably clean up that end first, but we'll say right here was our mark. So this is the top. We want that hook to go down like this here. Got a nice bed of coals in there now. I think things are going to be easier for us. We can remember what we're supposed to do here. There's my mark, and that was the top, right? So we want to bend, no, this way. Right there on that mark. I think it may be better to fashion it by hand. Shockingly more difficult than you think it would be. I think we're ready to see if we got the hook right. I guess we could always adjust that. So we come in from behind. Okay, we're a little bit off with the hook, but we should be able to twist that, right? It ain't pretty, pure utility, but you got to start somewhere. Now we can finish off with the coating. This is Minwax, just the stuff you get at your hardware store. If you heat it up and put this Minwax on, it puts that really nice black, kind of an anti-rust type of coating on it. But there's some scale on this as well, so I got some heat on it. Let's knock the scale off. Scale, or the flaky stuff. I guess that's the impurities. I should wait longer, but you know how I am. I have the patience of a petulant child. Gentlemen, should we give it a go? Still hot. Should be able to, even with the tent, the canvas on, should be able to slide it beyond. Hook. You see, it's got to have the weight on it. I was wondering about the leather, but I think it's going to bite okay. If when you lift it up, it comes free. There we have it. We'll be able to place that. There's 5 of these uprights in the tent. Be able to place it at any height we want, up or down, up to the eaves, and that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. Have a nice warm glow. The lantern light is next to fire is probably the best light there is. It's been described as conversational, which I think is adequate, especially with the kerosene. But there it is, quick and dirty, or actually dirty, not very quick. Thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.